Welcome one, welcome all. We're good to go. And today, looking forward to delivering another webinar as always, but most importantly, today, these ones are open-ended Q&As. These are fun, so I can't wait to jump into this one with everyone. Before we do though, we have a few new members to welcome. So everyone give a quick wave to our new members, Ryan, Bal, Sam, Christy, Robert, Shane, Raphael, and Lillian. Look, guys, you have the ability to come to these. These are not just for clients. These are literally for anybody who is a PT in the industry who wants to upskill their knowledge on everything. We will either choose a topic or we'll do a general Q&A, which is what we're doing today. So guys, come along. If you think that you have one thing to learn or better yourself at within your fitness business, these webinars are for you. So that's that. Let's get stuck into a Q&A, guys. First and foremost, there are a couple more things actually. New content. There's going to be some new content we'll discuss, and it is in relation to the floor to the floor. So then Jack can continue on with what he was talking about before. And so with that, we're going to talk about that, but also, yeah, like, subscribe if you're on the YouTube channel, guys. Again, not watching this live. Think that you could make these live. Be here. It's that simple. If you prioritize this like these guys do, you will prioritize subconsciously growth, and it shows your engagement levels are high. Therefore, you can only expect to win. And it's that simple. So, okay, new content to announce. There's going to be a pretty big list of new content probably next week. But I do want to highlight the importance of something we're doing with the floor to the floor at the moment, and this will kickstart our Q&A session with the announcement and utilization of text messaging as you run the strategy. So Tanya, you're running this at the moment. Jack, we are too. Obviously, Ray, we're finished, but we've discussed the text messaging. Tanya, are you running floor to the floor, or you've already done it, or not? Nah? Where are all those leads coming? You have a lot of leads, like 100 plus, right? Are they just from the gym, or? So there's
just sales, new joiners.
Okay, they're still giving you.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So, right, basically, guys, this is what you can expect as new content that will be uploaded this week, should be. But I want to go through it because of the Jacks and the Tanyas and people that are doing this. We speak about Nathan's ongoing bulk blast that he does, the large scale bulk blast. Nathan does it, you know, he gets good results. Hi to you too, brother. Hopefully you're good, man. We utilize now throughout the drawing of the competition that, or throughout running of the competition, that once you're collecting names and you've done a batch of sort of collections, text those guys, notify them that their details have been received, they're officially entered to the competition, and you'll be in touch via text message for further and future updates and announcements regarding the winner. Why do we do this, guys? Why do you think? Nice itch.
Stay present in their mind.
Say again?
Stay present, like...
Stay present in their mind. Yeah, stay present in their mind, 100%. That's exactly right.
Yeah, keeping the leads warm.
Warm, yeah, me too.
It keeps them warm, but also, Nath, have you got something different, brother?
Oh, no, I was just going to add on to the same. Keep them engaged, keep them, you in the back of their mind.
Yeah, look, 100%. And what it also does, to be really blunt, guys, it enables them to associate the phone number that you're calling them off, not with spam. That's what it does, right? Every person will know that this online society, as of April 26th, 2023, Cam, what's going on, brother? Hopefully you're well, my man, is a toxic one, especially the online world today. Super toxic. The amount of emails I get at the moment, like prize winner, like, fuck it, it's actually crazy. So, and hopefully it's not just me. Does everyone else get lots of spam these days? Yeah, okay. So it gets them to associate, and you just put this message together, guys. There will be an example of how to do this when this becomes solidified in the portal as new training, which again should be this week. Strike content is being done as of now as well. I think you guys, Ash, great to see you, bro. You guys, it's worthwhile noting because we will be utilizing Strike multiplied with Pinnacle for all Pinnacle clients going forward as well. That Strike, that course content, wait till you see it. It's tasty. and it's freaking it's sexy, it's beautiful. We've put a lot of resources into getting people to make all this stuff professionally. So yeah, looking forward to sharing that. So there'll be a lot of new stuff coming, but until then, I'll just give you the verbal updates like this. But yeah, you want to make sure people stay engaged and don't associate you with spam, basically. So please implement that if you're collecting leads, like we will be this week, Tan and Jack. Jack and Charmaine, what were you saying yourself just before? Do you want to elaborate?
No, exactly what they said. Just keeping the leads warm and
nice.
making sure they know that they might receive a call. So, you know, it builds up the excitement as well.
Yeah.
To say, oh, you entered a competition, so you might win. And that just builds up excitement for me. So I'm sure it will build for them as well.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. So just communicate, like keep people in the loop. I think PTs have and this is a disservice you're all doing to yourself, apart from Nathan, my man, by not doing what Nathan is doing. When you bulk blast, or when you go to a database of people that you have, all of you guys here have hundreds in a database. I know because all of you guys here, I think, generated more than 100 plus at New Year, right? Jack, I mean, you're obviously coming on board after then. You've been working in this industry for a long time. Do you know what I mean? Ash, hundreds. Like, I guarantee, Zach, hundreds. Tanya, you generated hundreds. You've all got hundreds of people. You should be utilizing the database ongoing. On our list to do as well, guys, is that company-wide marketing loop, by the way. So I can show you how to do it. So that's something that we're going to be doing in the next couple of weeks to give you an update on that one. When you've got hundreds of people that you've left with open arms, right? When you've attempted to welcome them with open arms and they don't want to work with you, don't stop, right? Can update them. Do you know what I mean? I did this Neuralink that I told a few of you guys about, yeah? This girl, so I think, who did I tell about that? I told Charmaine and Ray, I think, and Tane maybe as well. Yeah, so this, I gave, when I gave the details to this girl, we went and did this therapy. It was freaking unbelievable. Within 2 hours after, I started receiving emails, right? Since then, I've spoken to multiple people about this girl, 2 of which I want to go see her already, like, and I haven't stopped talking about it. All because of simple prompts. Do you know what I mean? If you guys aren't doing stuff like this in your back end, which is all automated, or at a beginning scale, or like an early stage in your business, you just do manually, right? With little tips and tricks and stuff like that, which doesn't take long. It's like when you know how to utilize SA group text. Nate, how long does a blast take you to do? Just hold up your fingers, however you can. How many minutes does it take? About 10 minutes, right, to do, just to keep people close and aware. A lot of you guys always tell me about people that come back to you when they are ready, right? Charmaine, you had one of those this week or last week, I think. This just gives you more opportunity to have more of these people. You're stupid not to do it. Literally stupid. The only reason why you wouldn't do it is because of lack of prioritization and prioritizing other things, or being content and comfortable with where you are, which is comfortable. It's nice when you have a blanket on, right? You got to freaking move. You know what I mean? You sit still when you have a blanket on, right? You wrap up warm and you stay still, right? That's comfortable and content. When you're running, a lot of the time, you're wearing freaking next to no clothes and you're running to get warm. Do you know what I mean? So there you go. Anything on that so far? There were floor to the floor stuff, like any resistance around anyone running it. I know Tan, you're smashing it. Tan done very well, adding $1,000 to her business since running. So well done, Tan. Weekly reoccurring income, awesome. Which came around from us relocating her into a new gym. And this, again, if you're finding you just cannot win in a club, chances are it's not me, it's not you, the A team, right? It's the club. So we relocated Tan, boom, straight away, growth, $1,000 a week added, and that's it. So yeah, anything on that stuff, guys, text messaging, floor walk, bulk blasting, anything like that? No, cool. So yeah, anyone that's running the floor walking and stuff like that, make sure you just implement those bulk blasts. You've heard it live, you've heard it from me today. but it will be implemented as content so that other people can catch up. Okay, next. Anything about anything from anybody of anything of any kind? I don't know where this is going to go today. I'm hoping there is questions. There normally is. If not, great. Zach, go for it, my man.
It's just less of a business question, so I don't know if this is the forum, but like, just what's everyone's experience training clients who have an injury, like, you know, tennis elbow, or they've injured their shoulder or whatever. Do you know what I mean? Like, how do you...
Yeah. Go on. Sorry to butt into you.
No, that was it. That was the end of the question. It was just, I just wanted to hear from everyone who's out there with boots on the ground kind of thing, if they've run into this and how they've gone about it.
Love it. Feedback. Nafe's coming off mute, I think.
I'll weigh in first. Everyone else can have their own opinion after. Generally, if someone comes to me and they have any issues with injuries, or if using the tennis elbow specifically, I'll look at what they do as a day job. Do they work at a desk? Are they pretty hands-on? Half the time they just got really tight forearms. I see a lot of mechanics and whatnot in arms and just out here. And they were complaining of shoulder or elbow injury. You can as a PT advise them to start stretching of the forearm frequently, constantly, because they're just, a lot of the time, pressure in here is can be tightness in here or tightness from the shoulder as well as referral pain, and it comes down into the elbows. Get them to start stretching forearms either way. And I do find a lot of people, especially because it happened to me, tightness in the joints and the elbow as well is usually accommodating with tightness of the ligaments, because when people generally, if it goes to weight training, watch where they grab the bar. If they're grabbing the bar, pulling heavy weight in their fingers, then it becomes a ligament tension rather than actually grabbing the bar in their palm. Then it becomes a forearm and arm strength exercise. Yeah, so just make sure they grab the bar deep. But that's just my opinion. That's what I found help people. I'm sure other people have their own ways.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks, man.
Nice. Anyone else on that? Jack, have you got something there, bro? Are you gonna speak, or Charmaine's got something?
I'll go. So I'm probably similar to Nath. I look at their lifestyle factors, their work. Say, for example, if someone has a back injury or lower back injury, or it's really tight, I look at whether they're sitting down for long periods of time, whether their glutes are strong, how they're performing exercises within the gym, because potentially that could be making it worse. And then sources of recovery, foam rolling, trigger ball, whether they have a good connection with a remedial therapist, all that sort of stuff as well.
Cool. Thank you.
Love it. Jack, did you want to say anything to that, Jack?
Yeah, quite similar. So I have one client who's got one tennis elbow on one side and a shoulder injury on the other side.
Oh, fuck.
yeah, pretty much. But her goal was weight loss, and then she's also diabetic. So there you go. So doing leg stuff and focusing on nutrition, I've got her to drop a few kgs. And we pretty much do stretches and rehab work for upper body and shoulders. Like, I'm happy to tee up with you and show you. There's like 5 exercises that I learned. One very simple one is just a press. I don't know where. Oh, here. Just a press of this part. That part. So if you press it really hard, it releases the ligaments and the muscles in the forearm and lets them lift weights easily. Any upper body exercise for that matter. So it's just a bit of trial and error, but I've been through it myself, so I can easily train them with the band exercises and do all those things as well. Yeah, but then as usual, like if I can't help them enough, I'm trying to get her to go to a physio, and that's it.
Yeah,
that's been 1 month now. But yeah, well, clients are clients.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you.
Well done, guys. Good work. Claire, great to see you. Well, following on, tell you what, following on from what we were saying before, Claire, you had a question that you messaged me just before. I replied just before the webinar about the follow-up process. Can you just ask that question? Because it'd be a good forum to ask it in here, actually. For that.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So the question that I asked as I was coming here to Good Life was, is there, we've just ran our floor to the floor strategy, or my partner has, because I run the business here with my partner. He's just announced his winner and he met with him. But what we wanted to know is there like a training in the portal that will basically allow us to change these like runners up prizes and winners into like, well, into clients?
Okay. So basically what we do is this. So when you announce your winner, you're going to train them as you normally would a client, give them your all for 6 weeks, right? I would say it's kind of 50-50 whether, I think maybe more so, most people will actually stay on. So which is, it's good for the mind, body and soul, because it shows that if someone who normally wouldn't sign up with you works with you for 6 weeks, they'll then experience what it's like working with you and they'll sign on. So it's good to know that you're doing a good job. And you've got the runners up, right?
Yeah.
And we obviously use, as part of the follow-up sequence, we always use that we had an overwhelming response rate. Therefore, we have drawn like, and this number is always dependent on how many leads you generated. I would always go around 20% of the leads. So if you got 100, 20% is 20, right?
Okay.
So I would say, look,
we did 25 because I think he got 85 in the end. So
completely fine. So just say we've got 25 runners up, and this is when you're calling people ideally, right? So you're going to call them, and then this is you just missed at the start there, Claire. I know you were finishing off that session. That the floor training is getting updated at the moment, just to involve some more frequent messages. You know, as we did the collecting of the leads, we got you to implement texts saying your details have been received, XYZ. So that's the new training anyway. But it will be updated to also include that if you call people once or twice, after that, just send a text message saying, hey, got some really exciting news regarding the competition. They've already received a text from you, which means their response rate should be high. And you're just going to say, you're in our top 25, one response, top 25. Therefore, you've won a prize. Your prize for coming 12th, 15th, 14th, 6th is a mind and body makeover or session, or result specific mind and body session where we go over, where we go over. So mindset and your starting point, what you're doing with your goals and stuff like that. And then a form, technique, analysis, physical makeover to give you pointers in the right direction of what you should be doing from here. It's valued at $120, whatever price point you want to put on it as value is what you can choose yourself. But make sure as well that you're just making sure you're not saying like, everyone's hard work can instantly be undone when they say, you've won a free console. No thanks. You need to make it sound electric, you know what I mean? Result specific mind and body makeover where we're going through a mindset overhaul plus a physical analysis to ensure you've got everything that you need to progress now. And it's done for free. That's what you've won for coming 12th, for coming 5th, right? So when suits you best to book in, and then you're going to book them in. You're going to then run through your console process. So using pre-exercise questionnaire, elaboration on the pre-exercise questionnaire as well, just like we talked about when we built our packages last week. So I might follow on from this point with that in a second. Building packages, seeing how people went, elaborate on like you get nutrition, right? To overcome bad relationships with food. You know what I mean? Elaboration on the pre-exercise questionnaire like you do your packaging, and then go through their practical overhaul, making sure that you're doing it as per the training in the portal, not over delivering. Don't deliver too much value so they can do it themselves, and then close.
I think that's my worst thing that I do too much.
Well, this is the worst thing that every PT does that has average conversion rates, and we haven't looked at yours massively yet because we're only not too far into the journey, but I don't think you're that bad. But if you're a PT, so anyone that's not a client watching this, YouTube, social channels, whatever, and you over deliver, you're fucked in the long run. I probably shouldn't say that on recording. People should know me by now. But you're screwed. You're never ever going to do well. But it's a catch-22. Like a lot of people think like, I'm doing so well. I'm delivering so much value. People just don't want to work with me. Why is that? Well, it's because you're over delivering and you're giving too much value. That's what it is. And if you do that, why people are going to pay for it? It's like if people say, hey, can I have this and this? Yeah, sure, you can have that. Now, do you want to pay me for that? No, well, you just give it to me for free. So I'll just give you an excuse like, I can't afford it. And then you think, oh, this person just can't afford it. That's fine. No, they're not. They're lying to you. You're just giving them everything for free. You know what I mean? And that is literally gospel. But it's the same within everything. So does that answer the question? I thought I'd do it on here for you live.
Yes, perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome, Tommy Powell. That's great to hear. It's great to hear the English accent.
Oh, it's horrible.
All right, so that's that. What was I going to say? Packages. Anyone make some changes to their packages? Of course you didn't. Of course
I did.
You did?
I did.
Oh, well done. Nice. Tell me what changes we made, guys, to the packages. Let's elaborate. Well done, Nate. You got?
Yeah, I'm already offline. Yeah, I updated it to the Canva, made it look more flashy. Yeah, as you put it, I gave it a facelift. I'm not using the PowerPoint.
Nice.
It's all in files now. So yeah, it looks nicer generally.
Very good. What did you make? Did you make further changes, Claire? Did you?
No, not to the physical structure of it. I did graphic design at uni, one of the many things I've done in my life. So I felt pretty confident with how it looked aesthetically. Yeah. It was more that I wanted to reiterate that by coming on board with Glyn and I, they get 2 PTs for one, and I didn't think that was really expressed. And you're getting 2 PTs and a sports nutritionist if they come on with us, because we're a team already. So that's what I wanted to add in. So I thought it was important.
Actually huge. If anyone here, Nate, I know you do some remote work with Mel sometimes when she's flourishing. It's one of those things, if you don't elaborate on, it's huge. Like working with a trained dietitian or nutritionist, or you're getting 2 trainers for the price of 1. That's ironically the sort of pitch that we use when we have leverage and we have trainers underneath us, because you're getting multiple trainers for the price of 1. So that's great. I can't say enough, guys, that when people, I had a client in the UK tell me that they put in the nutrition thing, and they said that someone said, "Oh, that's what I need." They gave me some feedback recently from a consult that they did after they made a tweak as per the recording that they watched. They said about the nutrition, elaborating on it, to replace the bad habits that you have with food. Someone basically said, that's what I need. I associate nutrition with bad habits of mine, and I'm eating this. I know it's the wrong food. That's what I need. Let's go. And they signed up on a bronze, but still, they would not have signed up if it were tips, nutrition tips. They could take that, and this is deep, guys. Think about it. Nutritional tips. So if you don't elaborate on your presentation, you're leaving yourself wide open to stuff like this. Which is basically, I need more. I don't need tips. I've got a freaking bad relationship with food. I need to overcome that. I know a lot of you guys are going to do very, very well at actually coaching people individually about how to overcome their bad relationships with food. So why not say it in your presentations? I can't wait to revamp them when I get up to that stage of recording of the content and revamp everything and give them all a facelift, because then you're going to be able to just take the examples we give you, but for now you're hearing it from me. So put the changes in play, guys. Everyone here's conversion rates are fine. Just implement this, you're going to get even better conversion rates. Remember, there's a lot of people that learn and absorb information differently based on the language that you use and how black and white you actually lay things out. So that's that. Anyone else make any other changes to their packages?
I didn't make any physical changes, but you reiterated last time to elaborate. Yeah. So I started doing that, and people just go, wow. And you can see their faces light up and something's going on. So I'm about to sign up a student doing 1 or 2 sessions a week. So that'll be good.
If you can sign up a student, that shows you that the elaboration is what's got with someone who normally you wouldn't really close. Cara, I want you to do this. I know you're listening as you drive. You need to update everything before we go into the new gym, for sure. We need to get on board and get that done, for sure. It'll give us a big lease of life in the new location. So yeah, that's that. Well done. And elaboration, guys, is a really big point in anything like pre-exercise questionnaire, product delivery. Always elaborate, and you'll find you'll get a lot more out of it. You'll do a lot better.
I had a random question regarding that before. So since we are in Good Life and we're wearing Good Life tees as well, is there any benefit calling the package something like it's tailored to Good Life members or something like that, or no?
So,
or should it be more Jack?
Look, so this is okay. Whether you brand it Good Life or Jackknives, or
yeah, or even the package could be called Good Life weight loss, ultimate weight loss results plan package, something.
Okay,
so I don't know. I'm just asking. When I was trying to revamp it, I just thought of it and I said, let me ask you.
Yeah, look, I think you could do something like this. Is a really good point. I'm thinking off the top of my head of this one because I've never been asked it. I always say utilize Good Lifes or Snaps Jets anytime branding when we run for example, floor to the floor. Right? You have to use their brand because it enables you to, again, overcome resistance, right? Like we here at the gym are running this. One lucky member of ours is, right language, use Good Life. But when you sell your packaging, it's always going to be your own, all right? But you could, like I've said with Pinnacle, like you're going to see a big change with Pinnacle, like where you'll see some content which will be Pinnacle multiplied by Strike, right?
Okay.
Where I'll jump off Pinnacle's branding. I'll jump off Pinnacle's. I'll jump off Pinnacle's branding. So I'll jump off Pinnacle's brand and then use Strike to amplify it, sort of thing. But it's up to you whether you use Good Life's brand in your clothes or not. It's really up to you. Second point on that one, I did have a client, one of my very first clients from years ago. I put this together with her. I actually messaged her a while back. I think she's left the industry now, but she created a package, right, with my help, where we put this Good Life trainer. So Zach, right, Ash, Jack, any other Good Life trainers here? Not too sure by looking brief. Oh yeah, Claire, obviously, you and Glyn. This is actually huge. It worked so well for Don, right? What you do is you put a pre-frame slide in your tangible products saying kickstart, right? Or jump starts. How much do they pay for it? 99 for 3 sessions or something, or whatever. What is it? It's varying.
49 for 2.
49 for 2. Yep.
Right. This is what you do here, right? So you put jumpstart or kickstart, 49, 2 sessions, big cross through it, right? Next slide. This worked so well for her. Obviously a coach like this, I'm glad we're talking about this now, but obviously I coach a lot of people from different gyms. If I did this for Good Life, I'd have to then come up for freaking 20 other packages to go for anytime Jet, Snaps, or whatever. So this verbally is what I recommend you guys to add in. So put jump starts, 49, 2 sessions, and you just put it like basic overhaul, or not even, you just make it sound shit, right? Put a cross through it, right? Next slide, working with, you could put Good Life multiplied by Zach Veering Fitness, Jack Knives Fitness, Claire and Glyn Fitness, right? Whatever your logo is and your gym name. Then you go all the value, all right? And then it's gold and silver, so 149. So they'll see it as they get 3 sessions a week, all right, 149 with 165 price point, what we recommend as a minimum. 3 sessions per week is at that, and then the silver will be your 120, all right, and then 1 session ongoing per week with all of the extra value, though, with the elaboration is at the same price point, near enough of, I mean, within $10 of what they pay for a jump start. So basically shows them, gets them to be able to create a link mentally, subconsciously, that they're better off working with you than even receiving the jump start. Now, a lot of people as well have paid, well, people pay for the jump starts, which shows you they're happy to pay for PT, because that's what it is. Jump start personal training gets you started, right? You then need to put it on steroids with your second slide, which is your Good Life multiplied by your business name. And then from there, you can obviously close. Does that make sense? My ramble there? Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
sticking that in tonight. I will go and amend.
100%.
I did this years ago, right? Like it was probably 3 years ago we did this. It works well. So you could use it for anyone that comes to you doing jump starts. You have that package, right? But you could also do the same. So like anyone that comes in the gym and just say, look, Good Life normally gives away these sessions, jump start packages. This is what you get. You can combine Good Life and me together, right? Membership and PT, you'll get all that. Zach, what do you got, bro?
Just to clarify on that,
Yeah.
Like if that's a slide in your tangible product, you are showing that tangible product to someone who hasn't already paid for a jumpstart, right?
Yeah,
Cool.
so that's what I'm saying. You could have one for jumpstart people, so you use that at the end of a jumpstart, but then you can also have a different one which doesn't have that slide in for normal consults or people that we close at floor to the floor level, or you could just use that one, the first one, for the jumpstart people with everyone, because every single person, because Good Life do such a good job of trying to sell people these jumpstarts because they care about their $50, right? They will know what a jumpstart is. So you could use that presentation with everybody because everyone will have been attempted to be sold a jumpstart, guaranteed, when they come on board.
The only reason like I asked the question is because like if you're sitting there in a consult with someone who has already bought one, and then you're just like going, hey, you've just wasted $50, just FYI. Now come work with me. Just that's the only hole that I wanted to poke in that.
Well, you're 100% right. However, I think you don't want to, it's not done as an intention to show them that they've wasted their money. It shows them what they've paid for is that, and what you can get is this.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. It's just a 20 times or 10 times, because you've always got 10 value points, 10 times better product.
Yeah.
For a price point that you've already paid for, right? And we know therefore you can afford.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So I guess it's all about just how you're, as you would say, framing it, right?
100%.
So like, hey, this is what you've paid for and this is what you're getting, but if you pay this, you can receive this.
100%. So, and what you're pretty much doing here as well is you're guaranteeing a drop sell, because I mean, look, our packages, like the package, the base level package, any single client of mine should be charging now, all right, is 165 gold, 110 silver, and 55 bronze. Base, like that's base. You shouldn't even be charging that. It should be 612, 180. All right, but just go 59, 119, 179. Basically, it guarantees the drop to the 60 because they've paid 50. Right? They've paid 50 or 49, right? See how Good Life take off that $1 too, because it's better for the subconscious, right? That's why we put it in there. They've paid that. So if you go $10 more, but you go and double the value, chances are you should really have a pretty strong conversion rate, getting people to convert from jump starts to ongoing PT at 1 session a week minimum.
Yep, easy. Cheers.
Cool. I think there's does anyone here ever have any this is just something that I know people always ask, and we're creating in Strike, which is, if you have an existing process to follow, like a jump start, how do you convert people from them into your own service? I mean, like, I know at Plus Fitness, I don't know whether there's any Plus trainers here, no. Like, I used to, being at Plus, they had what was called an FAP and an IPT. So fitness assessment profile, which where we had to give them a program, and then IPT, which just, you go FAP into an IPT, which is introductory personal training session, right? And what I show people how to do is like to sort of take that structure. So you're doing Plus Fitness stuff, because you have to do what they tell you to do, obviously, as a trainer in their gym, just like you have to take the jump starts, right, as a Good Life trainer, but making sure you transition those into in your own way, to not follow it the Plus Fitness and Good Life way without breaking the rules. Does that make sense? Has anyone encountered at World's Gym any time Snap PR, City Fitness. Do you find that you're forced to do things one way and therefore you're struggling to do it the Pinnacle way, if that makes sense? I don't think there is anyone here on that. No. But sometimes people are like, I've got to take things this way. How do I do it that way, but also your way, right? And that's how we would do the jump starts for Zach, Ashley, Claire, Lynn, Zach. So yeah, that's that. Hopefully that helps. Okay, next. Questions about anything? That's great.
I got one.
What do you want?
So I don't have a laptop at the moment.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I do, but I'm sharing it with my partner, which means that I don't have it all the time. And I've got a lot of papers now from consults and direct debit forms. And I was just wondering if anyone has like digitalized their stuff, and if so, what do you use?
Okay, first and foremost, go to stage 2 and check it out. Your iPad is your everything.
Yeah, that was another question. I was like, what? I don't know what tablet. I don't want to pay like hundreds of dollars for something that I can just take a photo of and then put somewhere else. Yeah.
Okay, so my feedback, and then you can ask the guys if anyone has it here and what they
Okay.
think, if it's changed, is go to Officeworks. Have you got Officeworks in New Zealand?
I haven't heard of that.
Okay, that's Aussie thing. Go to whatever the New Zealand. Go to what do we? Is it a stationery store? What is it? Is that right?
Yeah, so like office supplies.
Yeah, office supply store anywhere and get a cheap tablet. Have you got? You don't have JB Hi-Fi over there? No?
Yeah, we've got
you-
one of
okay.
those.
Go
PB
to
Tech
JB.
we've got as well.
Right, go to JB, get a cheap tablet. You can get tablets these days for $100, like literally.
Right, okay.
Get one, and then what I would use is Google Drive, and you upload everything in multiple folders in a Google Drive. That's what we recommend in the training. Your iPad is your everything, because I used to have folders like literally no shit. I had a pink and a blue one for each location. The boys was the pink, obviously, and the girls was the blue. No, it was right. Girls was pink, and then boys was blue. We had these plastic wallets, right? And like even now, like 6, 7 years ago, or 5, 6, whatever it was. Looking back on it, I can't believe I was doing it. But I would pull it out, and that was the exact PT client folder setup that you see in the portal, with the pyramid to success, the PT session log, the nutrition, ideal food list, and stuff like that. Now just do that, but in folders on Google Drive. It's the best way to do it. But then obviously this kind of forks off into conversation of like, well, do I just use an app that has everything like this? Of which we're going to create one, guys. We're going to create for Strike. We're going to have a Strike app. So everyone always says, what's the best? PT Distinction, Train and Rise, Mind, Body, all this stuff. I'm going to build it. That's what we're going to do for Strike. And then everyone will have access to it.
Simon, can I just say one thing, like in response to Tanya?
Yes, go for it.
I went on, it's called Rebello, I think the website is, and you can buy iPads, iPhones that have been already sold, but they've come back and they've had to be like, maybe there was a fault or something, and then they resell them at a much better price. So that's actually how we got, and that's online. It's a really good service called Rebello. Just make sure that the operating system is updated enough for you to run things. Yeah. Obviously, that's something you need to be mindful of. I made that mistake. I went and spent like $600 on a couple of pair of iPads, and then they don't work. So now I've had to send them back, and I'm just going back to Harvey Norman now. But I did get my phone that way, and it's perfect. I've got an iPhone 14 for like $800, and it works like a treat.
How do you spell that?
Rebello, I think. Rebello or Rebello.
It's like Rebel, the sports shop at Rebello.
Yeah. And you can do it all online. So I got this for like $800. Great phone. Sweet. But as I said, that the iPad was a bit of a shitter because I got them too old to run the operating system. It's got to be like 15, 16 above, I think. So just be mindful. That's another way you could get something a better price. So.
Does that help, Tan? Yeah. guys, anyone that's using digitally uploaded files to Google Drive in their business, Tane, I think you do that, do you? Yeah. How does it work compared to paper form and not having freaking wads of paper everywhere and blue and pink folder systems?
Yeah, so I just created on Google Drive, create a folder that just says clients. And then every time someone signs up, I've got like the PT session log file. I'll just make a copy of that, drag and drop it into the client folder. And then I add a shortcut of that folder to the home screen of the iPad. And then on the iPad, it'll have like 5 folders. It'll be A through D, L through whatever the alphabet, like split up between 5 folders. And then whatever their name is, just drag and drop that, put their file in there, and then you can just like select their name, open it up, and all the stuff's in there.
That's the way I do it. That's the way. I mean, this way as well, it just enables you to have like a document like a PT folder set up, which is, everyone knows how much I admire the document. It's really, it's essential, freaking essential. Zach and Jack, who wants to go?
Yeah,
Yes.
no, it's just
Yeah, go on.
oh, sorry, Jack, you go.
No, you go.
You go, bud.
Okay. I was just going to add, so I've got an app called Genius Scan on my phone, and you could just, even if it's a paper form, you could just scan it, save it on that, and from there you can directly save it to like Google Drive or whatever you want. Basically, you could send it from there.
Okay, so what does that? So does that upload it as just a photo, like it's a scanner app, or
Yeah, like a JPEG or a PDF or something. It uploads it like that, and you can. The scan's pretty good, so it auto scans. You just have to place the phone on the document, and then it gets the outline and bang. And it's a very good quality.
You write over the top of it?
No, you can save it, and then you can from there forward it to your files, or save it, or send an email to a client with it, or send a SMS. It connects to all apps basically.
That's good for stuff that doesn't need to be edited, but like PT session log, for example, you want to.
Yeah, no. Yeah,
so
not that.
And then you just do everything on your iPad then. Tam?
iPad, yes.
So then you just
iPad.
type in like what you did for the session, the goal,
Yeah.
the weekly punishment, or accountability task. That's the thing that we did recently with someone. Rather than call it a punishment, we had one guy. A lot of you will know Ryan in the US. Actually, he sometimes attends these. But Ryan had a lot of resistance with his clients, US based, around the word punishment. They were like, "Why are you punishing me?" And it's like, well, it's not. It's not. It's like it's just fun. It's tongue in cheek. Yeah, I'm not gonna fucking punish. You're gonna get a whip out and start. You know, like I'm not. It's not like that, guys. Come on. But he found that using different wording with that helped. So an accountability task, or whatever you want to call it. So yeah, that's that. Zach, what do you got, bro? Is that?
It was just I just wanted to answer or respond to like what Tanya was saying. Just to present sort of what I do. If you're resistant to going out and splashing like hundreds and hundreds of dollars on like an iPad or a tablet or whatever, go to your local telco. I think in New Zealand you've got like Spark or 2 Degrees or whatever it is on Vodafone. Grab a tablet, like a decent, good quality one, but on plan. So you'll get a SIM card with it as well with data. So it means you don't have to hotspot your phone and shit. It'll be like 50, 60, 70 bucks a month or whatever. But that's, if you're self-employed, that's a tax deduction every single month. And then you just jump it, like Simon said, jump into stage 2. That video about the iPad being, everything is actually pretty good. And because you'll want, when you finish a consult, you'll want to have your tangible product on there. So you can just like flip through, like whip it up on Canva, and then you'll want something to show the client at the end. So if that's what I do. So if you don't want to go out and splash like hundreds of bucks like immediately in a lump sum, just get it on plan from your telco. That's
a good point. Let's all go buy iPads because you can get them for 50 bucks a month. But that's true. It's really, really true. And then if you don't need the data, if you then need to get the data option, then you can get the ones with the SIM cards in. But that will just like enable you to have your whole entire business on a tablet. Do you know what I mean? It's far better than paper form. And with Google Drive as well, enables you to do things completely customly. And that's why we're trying to place together, obviously creating an app, because I know for a fact that when we're working with people like yourself that want to utilize a PT session log, does it offer value to your clients, guys? Yeah, is it worth using something like that? Good. Then yeah, we want to be able to have you could upload documents that then the app will then legitimize in an app format that you can use. So the app's kind of a custom fitness coaching app. That's what we want to try and create. So you can go boom, 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 boom. This is what I want to use, or we can go example, example, example. Yeah, I'll take them. And then the app is set up for how you want to customly coach people, completely custom. There's nothing like that on the market. So this is what we've now been brainstorming that I think we should create. Do you think that would be a good idea? Is that a good idea? As PTs, would that be useful? Is it useful? More custom?
It's a sick idea. I think there's just a lot of considerations.
There is.
Yeah.
There's a lot.
I think that's one of the big complaints about all those like trainerized things at the moment is it's like, yeah, it's a pretty good sort of like base product, but I just want to be this like PT that wants to throw in this random exercise that's no one's ever heard of, or it's a bit modified from a traditional, and now my app doesn't have it. Yeah. So like, yeah, but yeah, I mean, look, if you could create and are going to create something like that, that'd be awesome.
Yeah. When I have the mental space to start to dedicate it to that, I'll unlock the mental energy to put towards it. Yeah, no, but it's something that like there is a gap. There's always, because you always hear from so many people here, like how many different apps there are and stuff, and you just want one. Like Trainerize leader, but
it could be the topic of a 1 week's seminar of like, because like you've literally got the best audience in front of you. It's just like however many PTs I can see on my screen. So we all live and breathe this stuff as a job. So we know what would be good in an app. I mean, yeah. So it could be.
Maybe we could do maybe we can do app development brainstorm session, and then I'll have to then go and get it done. But yeah, no, that's for sure. No, that's awesome. I like it. All right. Yeah, I think that's that topic. Anything else about anything else to do with anything else? Is that your hand again?
Yeah. If no one's got anything else, I've just got a client at the moment, and his goal's hypertrophy, but he's kind of we've made really good progress to start with, but at the moment there's just like this one exercise where he's kind of like plateaued and even gone backwards. So I've worked with him on nutrition and sleep and water and stuff, and he's said to me like, yeah, I'm ticking all those boxes, but like we're still sort of not seeing progress. So my question is like to everyone here, like, what's your advice on if I mean, you got to take their word for it and what they say at face value. So if they are ticking those 4 boxes of training, nutrition, sleep, and water, and they're still plateauing or going backwards, where do you go from there?
Somebody.
Are they in a deficit? Where have you got them with the nutrition at the moment?
Question.
No, definitely not deficit. He's in a surplus.
What's the exercise, or is it just in general?
The one specifically is just a flat bench press with a barbell.
Yeah. Have you tried mixing up maybe like some tempo work or something like that instead of just doing strict barbell press?
Not yet. I have actually just recently, because he had like 5 years worth of training experience before we started working together, and his technique and form was always that he wouldn't lock out, and his reps were quite quick. So I've just said like, hey, look, let's start locking out at the top, and that seems to have had a little bit of an improvement. But at the moment we're going through a deload week because I think he needs it, and then next training block we'll pick it back up again.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe some tempo work or pause reps at the bottom as well. So he's having to work harder at the bottom, which potentially over like a couple of weeks, that might help his weights improve with time.
All right, sweet. Thank you. Try that.
I'd go personally to amplify on that. So 100%, I'd go pause reps. I'd chuck in dumbbell work on the bench because it's a lot harder to push weight with dumbbells than it is barbell. And it will activate a lot of the surrounding muscle groups as well, and make him forced to be engaging those things. But then also make sure he has a ton of carbs pre-workout. So a lot of people, like, you want post-workout carbs more importantly to shuttle the nutrients to the protein and the nutrients to the muscle, right? So like a lot of people, like, they'll prioritize having a protein shake post-workout, but they won't have carbs with it. So, like, I personally believe that you need to be, if you want to go and you want to lift heavy, you need to be having pre and post carb for fuel and recovery. That's 100%. And just make sure it's like, even like lollies and stuff are pretty good. You know what I mean? But
yeah, I've heard that.
Cleaner the better.
I've heard that actually.
Yeah, cleaner the better, and just make sure he's getting a ton of carbs before he works out. But then just try, and honestly, the blunt answer as well is to make sure he's fucking pushing. If he wants to get, you know what I mean, make sure they're training hard. Yeah.
No, like as in he was pushing 65 kilos, and like we were taking him till failure, and then we've sort of gone down to 62.5, and he's sort of still failing. Yeah. Before he hits the rep range.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. There's what's this?
Thanks, Mike.
Increase, what we got here from Michael, increases overhead press and his bench press will go up. So there you go. There's a big one. Anyone ever find any value from training compound lower body movements to increase strength up the top?
Haven't found any haven't seen any benefits. No.
No one's got experience in that. I can hear
I've seen,
yeah, definitely.
I have. I have.
Oh, you have? You have? I think it's good. Nath, what do you got?
Yeah.
I've got background in powerlifting and strongman, and yeah, definitely just doing heavy squats and deadlifts translates and the whole body movements. My opinion in regards to the bench press is, remember, it's not just chest and pushing, it is rhomboids and upper back. And generally, because your back is a bigger part of the actual movement, and if he's doing it correctly, it should be his lats and his back that does a lot of the pushing as well. So make sure he's pushing with his back. It sounds, just look into it if you haven't heard of it before, and maybe even take a break off the bench press, as counterproductive that might sound. Take a break from it and just work on accessory lifts. Tempo pause reps as well are going to benefit a lot. Just instead of just pounce, I would tell people, don't push the shit out of the weight. You're not just trying to hump the bar, controlling it, being able to actually control the weight is where strength lies, pausing it, not just pumping the shit out of it. Okay.
Some good.
Awesome. Cheers.
Like Nate's 100% with that. If you want to increase your bench, improve your upper back, get your lats involved, strengthen your upper back. I always do band pull aparts in between my sets when I'm doing bench. Gets those muscles activating so you can control a heavier weight. Do eccentrics. Get him loaded up, make him lower it down over 3 to 5 seconds, and then help him lift that weight up loaded heavier than what he can actually lift. And you're going to do a lot of the work to get it up. Get him to 3 or 5 reps like that per set and watch him die. And then his bench will just go through the roof in a couple of weeks because he's going to get really bloody strong by being able to control a heavier weight. It's not about being able to push out. If you can control it on the way down, you're going to get a lot stronger pushing that weight out.
Cool. Thank you.
I've got another one to add. Zach, do you train the shoulder stabilizers for his bench? Like the teres,
do you mean
the infraspinatus and stuff like that, like doing some external shoulder rotations this way and that way? Because a lot of the time you can't really unlock that power unless it's strengthened up for his bench presses. So if you go have a look at Squat University, just YouTube him or Instagram him, he talks about the lock big 3, and which trains like the back side of your shoulders. I've been doing it recently, and that's because I've got neck pain and shoulder pain. But I've seen improvements. Like I've taken my bench presses from pain to no pain, just doing the
awesome.
just from doing the 3 exercises that is on.
I would second that from Tanya as well. I've gone from bench from 30 to 45 kilos in 6 weeks from doing that. So massive improvements with the power. So
it's actually,
yeah. Well, I've been doing lateral head with him and posterior head for the delts, but maybe I need to start putting in some actual anterior stuff, because I deliberately left it out because we're doing a flat bench and an incline dumbbell bench, so he's getting a bit of anterior head there, but maybe we need to actually work on the front.
it's good. It's really refreshing.
Oh, sorry.
I was going to say it's really refreshing to hear everyone talk about training. You're all pretty good. You know your stuff. That's good. You should know your stuff. So it's really, really good. So take note and carry on to someone else. Tan, would you want to say something?
I was going to say, I was watching a video once and they said that if you want to train the muscles that you can see, you have to also train the muscles that you can't see. That's all.
Good. I like it. Anything else ever, or anyone else from anyone?
Yeah, I can throw my 2 cents in here.
Go.
I think there's probably almost a million things you could do and look at. You can look at even things like recovery, sleep, digestion, all that sort of stuff does play a part. And then looking at when you're looking at hypertrophy as well, it's a good idea to also include some strength work so you can get stronger, bigger, and they both work together. Definitely throw those in. And then looking at the bench, where in the bench are they struggling? Is it the start of the bench? Is it the top of the bench? Because you've got muscles that overtake. So if it's a lockout position, we're looking more triceps. So it depends on where and what's going on. How many times are they training a week as well? So there's a lot that can go into it actually. So it's a million different ideas we can throw in there without actually looking at what's going on.
Man, 100% agree with Ash there. Like, there's tons of it. Like you always have to work in as well as work out. Like that's another thing that I was told when I was learning. It's huge. Working in is, your sleep, your recovery, your nutrition, right? And then you're obviously working out. People focus on just lifting weights and working out the whole time. Sometimes you find that there's massive imbalance and that you need to actually balance the load by working in on yourself. So the sleep and nutrition and digestion, like Ash said, they're massive. So it's good. It's good to hear everyone talk about this stuff, because this is what makes you the elite trainers that you are. So well done. Anything else from anyone? Are we good? All right, we're good. Well done, guys. Maybe we do to build the best PT application for personal trainers. So we'll maybe do that one. Maybe do that next week. Obviously Q&A was the topic today, because having a day off for Anzac Day yesterday, I realized that I didn't put too much time into thinking of a topic. So we may do the PT apps and stuff of choice. We might do that. Otherwise, we'll see how the week goes, see what people need. But love you long time. Thank you very much, everybody. As always, keep crushing the business growth. And with that being said, if you need me, hit me on Boxer and we'll continue. Speak to you all soon. Well done, guys. Thanks for coming.